Welcome to B.E.P.T Show, a show that covers all aspects of life today in business, technology, and entertainment. Today, we'll be talking about business in Kenya. In business, we'll be tackling why many Kenyan churches have turned into businesses. I'm your host, Ruth Waruhiu, and our field reporter today will be Sharon Rock.
According to statistics, 80% of Kenyans are Christians, and the other 20% are of other religion or have no belief. Yet there are so many other churches coming up with no churchgoers.
Today, churches have grown from being a common area of gathering for worship but into a business venture or competition versus other pastors or denominations. Kenya has so many churches growing in every region, but what at stake is the congregation well-being. As churches grow, the word of the Lord spreads and more pastors come up, qualified or unqualified, ready to lead the followers to the righteousness or to their doom. Different churches have different types of congregation leadership lifestyles and structures in their buildings. Yet, this put to question on how churches thrive while others don't. During the service, the congregation are expected to offer offering, tithe, other times raise funds which they are rarely accountable for or are misused in distribution to church activities or programs. From the street, we went to find out why people who claim to be Christians have problems attending church.
I think that Christians nowadays they don't go to church because of influence, especially from like TV, the things we watch. Because now, like in a movie, in some series or TV show you're watching, most people don't really go to church or practice that practice of going to church. So I think because TV is one of our major influences in our lives today. So I think that's one of the major reasons, because we tend to copy what people do, even though it's not intentionally. We just tend to copy what people do on TV. And
a reason why Christians have a problem in going to church these days, I find it's because they do not know the value and the purpose of a church within the Christian community. And the fact that they're just participating through their religious practices, and they're not like looking at it from the aspect of how their faith will grow from one stage to another. Because people think that that people just go to church for showcasing like how they can pray or worship or sing, but actually the Bible does not specify. It just tells, we just encourage that we worship God with a true and fulfilling heart, like we accomplish our purpose as Christians in this society, because currently we're running away from our faith and just completing and accomplishing religion's purpose. Anything can be religion, but not everything is spiritual. So I think, as for me, is that the misconception of the meaning of a church is why many Christians don't go to church and attend services and indulge themselves with Christian activities. And also people also like just say that that's fulfilling an act like for Christianity purposes and not for the fact of building their spirits.
Many fraudsters in the church, so people don't believe in church anymore. Yes. Number two, the whole point of church is lost, since it was always about the love of Christ, but now it's all about money and who dresses better in church, like the teenagers and everything. And people would rather nurse a hangover on Sunday than go to church, because they prefer having fun in the weekend than having fun on Sunday, because they don't find church as fun.
I caught up with Reverend Mutinda, a reverend and theology lecturer at Daystar University, to find out why are many people opting to move to other churches often.
Is people don't get enough spiritual nurture. So if they go to this church and find that the pastor is not well prepared, or he's talking politics, or is addressing things that do not cater for their inner being, then the chances are they look for some greener pastures where they can be fed. I think that's one reason, but not the only reason. I think also members could be running away from churches that are always soliciting for money. Nothing wrong to nothing wrong with asking people to give their tithes and offering. But I guess more often than not, people come to a situation where they feel like, okay, the pastor or the leadership should talk about money this way or the other way. However, they feel that there is some pressure tactics, some manipulative tactics that they don't like. People don't like to be cajoled. They don't like to be twisted. So they feel like, well, I'm not sure about this church, how they ask us to give their money. It is like they are more interested in our funding more than taking care of our spiritual soul. So they go.
Leadership is very critical, not just for the church, but for any organization, because the leader determines the direction, the leader determines what happens, the leader guides the whole organization, the whole group to achieve certain aims. And so it is with the church. In fact, it has been said that as the leader goes, so does the church, because the church members are basically followers. But whom are they following? They're following the leader. So everything rises or falls with the leader. That is true in the corporate world, but I think to some great extent also it is true in the church. So one of the things that the church needs is leadership, good leadership. When there's leadership, the church will grow. But also, when there is lack of leadership, there will be challenges in the church. Because one of the things that the church needs is for the church to be united. And it is the leader that unites the church, makes the church to move forward. So,
As you can see, many people are now turning from the Christian aspect of the church to what we know as business. But the question is the church retaining its Christian aspect where we all have the religion and everything, or we are now having the business part of the society? I'm your field reporter, Sharon Rock.
Welcome to B.E.P.T Show. We'll be talking about why Kenyan churches today have turned into businesses. Guest speaker today is Ashton Kenyan, who has been a pastor for the last 6 years and a missionary for the last 16 years. Enjoy. Karibu. Why and when did you start the ministry?
I believe first and foremost this is about passion, it's about your vocation, and finally I think it's more of a call. And if you have a call and a vocation that you really want to see achieved, you get the drive to go in the direction that you know you're going to get life fulfillment, where we may arguably say that the Maslow theory happens to be fulfilled if you're able to know what you like best and what you can focus to do for the rest of your life.
In the Bible, it states that tithing and offering is mandatory to give back to God. But why are certain pastors in Kenya today, they're requesting a certain amount to be given by the congregation, even if the amount that they are giving is all that they have?
You're laying a trap on me. However,
Yes.
this is what I want to say. Because I believe statistically, Kenya, we are 85% literate. And literacy, by this I mean, I don't want to focus on Muzungu literacy again, because literacy means you can read, write and communicate in a certain language. That means that we have communities that have the Bibles translated in their own language. And this means that in regards to tithes and offering, I think people should take the action of being able to read and interpret the Bible for them.
Many churches, and you have unqualified pastors or preachers. But what actions and measures are you as a church putting to stop this false teaching? Because many people are going to go to churches because they have seen there's a cross and there's a building written there, Church of Christ. But now how are you going to stop the false teaching? What actions are taking place?
Let me say this. I think this should be last year, the year 2016. the government tried to pass on through legislation of parliament a subsidiary law to have control measures regarding all kind of quacks. And anyway, Kenya has become a country of quacks. You go into the medical fields, mention names, but you know there were some quacks previously. We have journalists who are quacks, we have pastors who are quacks. We have all kind of quacks. And the challenge is that this has become a challenge of the 21st century. I wouldn't say that it's just about a Kenyan thing. But what I would say is that the government has tried to put on measures to control these things, but it received some form of rejection from some quarters. And what I would say is that there is a process that is ongoing right now to be able to have some form of registration that makes church identifiable, and the people who are operating in those churches have the right qualification or the right kind of ableness to be able to disseminate what is right.
You're saying that there's a law that was passed and yet was rejected. What has happened to those churches which are still now continuing, even though the law has not yet been?
Wasn't passed, but there was an indication from the Attorney General's office, and there was a lot of hullabaloo, and there was a lot of some either positive or negative energy around it. But it is in the process, because you know that there are those subsidiary laws that goes through certain departments of the parliament, or the ones that is debated openly by the parliamentarians, and this happens to be one of those subsidiary laws. And I think public participation is necessary. So I cannot categorically say I'm devoid of that information right now, but I know there was a process that happened.
How churches is expected to be, since many Kenyans, they attend churches on a Sunday, but they are not quite sure if they are coming to church because they are coming because it's on a Sunday, or is it because the teaching they are receiving, is it false? Christ's teaching.
The most important thing we should note is that people voluntarily bring themselves to church. And a church has three aspects. It is a social forum, it is a socio-economic forum, and it's also a place of spiritual edification. And categorically, people decide what they come to do. There are those who come just to meet friends, and in the process they get to hear whatever is going on. There are those who are in a certain socio-economic situation, and they need maybe to come and realign themselves, because there are situations like in the church that I come from. You can be lonely in a crowd because you do not know the next person. There are churches because some of them they are elitist. There are churches because they fit a certain category of people. And what would I say? My parting shot for church goers like me and you. Or I'm not sure you are, but what would I say is that I seek God, because God gives guidance. And since we have the capacity to read and to pray, I believe praying is the only thing that no humanity can be able to control, whether you're in a cell or because you can do it when you're silent, you can shout. And in the process of reading and praying for yourself, to be able to understand, you can be able to get the true revelation of what is your purpose in this life and also in the life of the church.
Yes, as you have heard today, that's how churches in Kenya are growing in different ways. But as a Christian, we're expected to go to church to get guidance from God, not because it's on a Sunday. I've been your host, Ruth Waruhiu, and our guest has been Mr. Ashton Nyandri. Stay back, and that was our hard-hitting interview. Up next is a hyperlocal report by Alex Muya. Stay tuned.
Hello, my name is Alex Muya, and today I'm at St. Andrew's PCEA. This is the St. Andrews PCEA Youth Hall, and I'm going to talk to one gentleman about why our churches today have gone into business, or the flashy lifestyle of our leaders today in church at the expense of their flock. So let's talk to this gentleman.
Oh, hi.
What's your take on the church going to business or the flash lifestyle for the church leaders?
Uh, for the church going into business, I believe that that's a way that they believe that it's a way to support themselves, not just depending on the offering and the tithes. No, it's a way of developing the church. Yeah.
Hey, what's that move?
It's the dab. It's lit.
What's dab and what's lit?
Look it up. Oops, I almost forgot. You are afraid of using your bundles. I'm unstoppable.
Unlimited means data never runs out. Switch to Zuku Fiber today.
And that was it for our show today, as we discussed how Kenyan churches today have turned into businesses. I've been your host, Ruth Waruhiu. Up next is a video of the week.
Oh God, once again, we come into your presence with expectancy in our hearts. God, we know you're going to bless us. So we lift our hands in the sanctuary and we give
They like he's so funky, we so skunky. Not Andrew, but damn dude, I feel so lucky. Cause I've been doing great, nothing fake. Who got something to say? That's okay, I'm on the beach chilling, fuck your shade. Cause I got hoes on my right hand, some more on my left hand. No, it's not a wet hand.